Coach, thank you very much for your time. Really appreciate it, and congratulations on such a huge achievement. But before we get to the playoffs, let us start back to when you arrive at Gomora United in late December 2024. When you arrived with the clubs and you were given a mandate to promote the club, what were your immediate actions? What did you put in place to ensure that this success that the chairman wants, you'll be able to deliver?
Discipline. That was one of the first things. First principles we had to instill was discipline, late December. Secondly, the chairman said to me, John, take this team to the NFD. That's where I want to be in June, July, August. And my response to Chairman Joe Sianecha was, I cannot do it alone. I need your support. And I must be honest, in the last 6 months, he has given me all the support. Okay, so in the last 6 months, he's given me all the moral and emotional support that a coach needs in a football club. It doesn't matter what level you're at, ABC, NFD, PSL. And he's been very, very fair with me. He's never overruled me for any reason. He's never micromanaged any situation. I'm extremely happy at this club. So that helps. The environment helps. The players see there's harmony between coaches and owner and coach. And I think that goes a long way towards creating the objectives that you pursue on a daily, weekly, monthly basis.
On a technical side, what was your assessment when you arrived, and what maybe the changes that you made to ensure again that you get the success?
Okay, just one major principle in the football. The previous coach, Vincent, very, very good coach, and he's a Rulani Mokoena fan. There's nothing wrong with that. And when I came, we changed that. We didn't play out the back anymore. We stopped that. We neutralized and eliminated any unnecessary mistakes. Passing the ball from the keeper through the back line into the midfield. I stopped that, and we ended up going direct, meaning we had two fantastic wingers. So we used those two elements as our point of reference every game. Our goalkeeper's kicking, Sidingo's out the hand kicking, is just the best. Besides Itumile Nkune, he's just the best distributor of the ball out of his hand. And we said, well, why do we want to pass the ball out of the back if we can go straight to the flank areas and you're 50 meters away from the opponent's goal? So that was the most important principle that we changed. Other than that, we allow them to, when they're in the attacking half of the field and they can't go forward, they can go sideways. And if they can't go sideways, last option is to go back. But I've never restricted the players, especially black players. I've seen what they can do when they've got freedom to play and freedom to make decisions. And don't suppress them. Don't suppress these players. They're fantastically creative if you allow them to enjoy their football. And I think this is the reason we're here today, is that those players have freedom to think for themselves.
Coach, when you came in again in this league, where you are required to have a certain number of under 23 players playing, you have to find the right balance between the experienced players and the under 23s, manage them and manage those substitutions because they allow you after half time.
Yeah.
What were some of the things, the challenges that you faced with regards to that, and how did you resolve them, and how did you find the right balance?
We still haven't resolved that issue. 5 under 23s must start, and you're in such a hurry. One is in such a hurry. Let's say it's the coach. You know you've got 3 very good senior players waiting to come on at half time, and now you come to the challenge where the under 23s that have been playing, they've been okay, and they should actually be given another 10-15 minutes. Unfortunately, we don't have that 10-15 minutes, so you end up inevitably changing 3 under 23s every half time. And of course it's unsettling for the young guys, but I would think that the senior players that have been coming onto the field at the expense of under 23s at half time since I'm here in December have been the catalyst and the triggers for us to win matches the way we have.
And coach, obviously young players, sometimes they do not have the maturity to understand situations. They believe they should play all the time. They believe they are good enough. What are some of the things that you did to manage the situation, and how did the senior players help with that?
Yeah, you know, in football it's a dog-eat-dog situation, eh? As a senior player would rather see himself play than see an under 23 play. So it's a fine line. However, you've got to just keep these young boys their feet on the ground. And there was admittedly some days those under 23s gave us the platform, you know, in the first half, which the senior players didn't give us. So it's such a fine line, a balance, as you said, a very good word there, trying to balance that out between the experienced players and the under 23s. But we seem to have gotten it right, but difficult, not easy to manage though.
With regards to under 23 players, you had some who are regular starters, Zuko and Tawa, not available because of the opportunity, a reason for them to go trial in Spain. How did you then find a balance? Because I know Tawa was very key in your defense, so was Zuko in midfield.
Hugely disappointing for me. Hugely disappointing for me that two of those main players, Zuko and Tawa, came from Cosmos, left for a trial in Spain a week before our playoffs. I was very disappointed, I must be honest with you. However, during the season, I insisted with the chairman Joe that even though the training sessions become congested, there's sometimes specific elements you want to work on with a small amount of players. Let's call it 8 players or 12 players, but you have 30 players. Now, do you send them to the other field with the assistant coach? They feel rejection. You get no response from them. So I insisted that all 28, 30 players in the squad train with me every day, 5 days a week. And coming to this playoff now, we've had this situation where there's Bajo, another big player, wasn't eligible or available. Zuko, Tawa, there was somebody else that wasn't available. 4 big players in this club didn't play in this playoff. And the reason, the success behind that is allowing the rest of the squad to train with me every day. When they walked into this team, they were just about ready to play.
Coach, congratulations and all the best in NFT.
Cheers, Paul. Thank you.